So how did you crack the Chennai audience basically?
Okay, that cracking part is still in progress. So right. Yeah, certainly I was like that in 3 Idiots. That scene where Amir Khan says that you should not repent. Like 50 years later, you're in a hospital bed, and you should say that one step I could have taken, and my life would have been different. For me, it started like that one step. Actually, stand-up comedy is the only play art I feel where they let you be what you are.
Parents' reaction. Go.
I think so. Even now, in their prayers and wishes, they hope that my comedy career doesn't do well and I go back to my CA job.
Hey guys, this is Anirudh from Talk Station, and when we started, planning interviews, we wanted to make sure that we wanted to get someone to start off that can produce joy to people, who can make people laugh.
Please welcome Vikash Paul.
I really wanted to talk to all the engineers because everybody was doing engineering there. Like everybody is doing engineering, and in these engineers, they're creating so difficult benchmark for people like us from finance background because their career graph follows this natural path. First, they do engineering, then they do MBA, then they do photography, and then they become Ola driver.
So on that note, all the way from Kolkata, Vikash Paul, thank you for being here.
Hi Anirudh.
So how has Chennai been treating you?
Yeah, I mean, it's going good. Like it's been now 8 years, so it's good. I mean, it's nice now. It's very nice. Like I'm now married here, settled here.
Nice.
So everything is nice.
You feel that you've settled down here? Do you see a future for the rest of your life in Chennai?
Yeah, I mean, more than future is because I have a very special connect.
Right.
Because I started comedy here, and I can say in a way my life has changed forever now in this city. So there's always a special connect with the city. So, and as of now it's going great from stand-up comedy point of view.
Right.
So even if I start traveling to other cities, Chennai will have to be my base. So that's fine.
I've come from Chennai. I've been doing a job for the last 7 years over there. So I'm going to speak about Chennai. Like any other North India, it's been very difficult for me to settle in Chennai. It's full of that intellectual, educated people. People there in that wedding, they form queue to get on stage. We North Indians, we see queue, we are like queue.
Coming to the stand-up aspect of the interview, Chennai, we have, we resonate to certain things. We like our comedy to be in a certain way, and you being from Kolkata,
Yeah.
was it, a challenge to adapt to the Chennai audience? Did you, get to it right away, or did it take some time to, set to this audience? How did you crack the Chennai audience, basically?
Okay, that cracking part is still in progress. So
Right.
yeah, but yeah, initially it was a big challenge because as you said, I'm not from Chennai.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to the culture, the customs, the whatever. Like when we have a comic who is born and brought up in Tamil and he shares his childhood stories or other things what he has experienced in Chennai, the people are able to connect more and relate more.
Sure.
In my case, wow, that was background sound was great. So yeah. So in my case, it's little whenever I'm sharing my stories, they are not able to relate a lot.
Right.
So then initially it was a challenge. Like whatever stories I had already, and I was sharing, people were not connecting that much. They were like laughing, okay, not that great.
Yeah.
But then I found a unique angle, or maybe with the help of some senior comics, they told me you have a story which nobody else has here in the Chennai comic circle. You have a story to tell that how an outsider, or not, I should not call it an outsider, I have to be like politically correct. So, like a North Indian coming in South India, settling in Chennai, your experiences.
Yeah.
So you have a unique story to tell, like what were your experiences, and you share that, people will relate and laugh so much. Even if they're not relating, but they will laugh at the contrasting points, what they also think, oh shit, yes, he would be feeling like this. So I started addressing those angles, and then it really clicked actually.
We know that you've been here for 3 years, you have a fair amount of experience now. But I want to go back to the point before you started as a non-performer. I'm assuming that you would have attended a lot of shows when you were non-performing.
Yeah.
So how do you view comedians now as opposed to how you viewed them before? What do you take from comedians now that you were not able to take before when you were a non-performer?
I'll say comics in my circle in Chennai, like what I saw when I first came like 3 years back and what it is now. scene has evolved a lot. Like evolved in the way, like the kind of the recognition comics are getting, the number of audience members turning up for the shows. In that way also it has evolved, and I'm seeing even the comic from their art point of view, they have evolved so much. Like if I remember when comics started 3 years back, people would be outrightly doing jokes on stereotypes of Mallus or engineering jokes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying some comics are not, I mean few comics are doing it even now, and I'm not saying also that that is a bad joke or it's not to be done.
Sure.
But I'm saying audiences were getting a lot of those jokes because people are now consuming those kind of jokes everywhere on the internet, on memes and YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah. And
So yeah, so people were looking for something different, your perspective or something, your stories. So I see that comics have evolved a lot from those kind of genre of jokes. Now people are sharing a lot of personal stories, a lot of very their own perspective on social issues, and even the topical humor. So in that way, I say yes, comics have evolved. Now they know that even audience is expecting something more than those generic jokes.
You recently did a show for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It was your longest show ever, and
Yeah.
you quoted on Instagram that it was one of your best shows ever. So,
Yeah.
why was it that much special, and what was your learnings and takeaways from it?
Yeah, I mean, I went on saying it's because I seldom say I'm not a very cocky kind of a comic, but yeah, this was I'll say I was really proud, very happy after this show, and no learning not there was no learning on that day. I mean, if you see, learning has to be the process.
Sure.
That was a result day for me. So I've been learning like throughout the last 3 years, every day, like how your 1 hour will be, how your 45 minutes will be. So that was a result day, yes. So whatever I expected, it happened, and that's why I was very happy. Like for example, like a lot of things in that 45 minutes, I had to keep my sets, like whatever stories I'm putting out, my personal stories or otherwise, that it has to be very tight. And the transition from one story to another story is very smooth.
Right.
My delivery is on top, my jokes are on top. So you can say everything on that day fell into place, yeah, and it was nice.
The next question, it comes from a very personal standpoint, because I've known to be a very serious person, a very formal person, but but there is this side of me who wants to try to be funny, who wants to try to make people laugh, but it just doesn't work. So this comes from a very personal standpoint. Can someone learn to be funny, or should it happen naturally?
No, I will. This question I get it from many people.
Okay.
And based on my experience of 3 years, I would say that naturally funny, that I'll attribute only 10-20%. So major portion will go into, yes, the hard work and that inclination towards, like I want to use that very cliche word, that passionate, that you want to be passionate about it. I feel that inclination towards it, like that's the first push you need to get on stage and start pursuing or start chasing this stand-up comedy thing. But once you come in that circle, after that, yeah, you can learn. We all come with only 10% of the ability, and then you start learning. Then you watch many comedians live. You watch many comedians on YouTube and your videos, specials, and then you see their process, how they're doing jokes. A lot of theoretical material is also available, like how can you write jokes,
right.
What is the process of breaking up, taking a premise and making it funny.
Right.
So there is process, you do that. Then the next part, the major portion, I would say like 50-60% of the learning is stage.
Right.
And there's no better teacher than stage. You have to get on stage as many number of times, and every time you learn one. Like I'm saying, every same set I do it every time. It gets 10% better. I learn, okay, shit, that one joke, maybe half a joke I delivered like this, and this time it worked.
Right.
So there's no better teacher than stage.
Right.
So yeah, obviously, if you hit the stage again and again and again and again, in 5 years, you will be a good stand-up comedian. So even if you're a serious person, like what you're saying, you can actually stand-up comedy is the only art I feel where they let you be what you are.
For those of you who don't know, guys, rank holder in chartered accountancy.
And it's been particularly tough for me to be in, settle in South, because I'm not what it takes to be true South Indian. I'm not an engineer. I'm actually chartered accountant by profession. Thank you for the round of sympathy.
One question. Parents' reaction. Go.
Yeah, I mean, they've still not like what do you say, accepted it, and yeah, I mean, I actually have a very good academic background, like what you're saying. Like I was school topper, went to the #1 college for commerce in Asia, and then CA I got a rank, and so my mom, dad, they were like shocked when I say that I'm quitting my CA job and doing stand-up comedy. So yeah,
Do they know what stand-up comedy is?
no idea at all. They just think I'm going around and telling jokes to a bunch of strangers. So they've still not accepted it. Like I think so even now in their prayers and wishes, they hope that my comedy career doesn't do well and I go back to my CA job.
Wow.
So, but I mean, they obviously are worrying about my well-being.
Sure,
Once I start making money out of comedy, they'll be fine. So hopefully this interview goes viral and I start making money. Yes, guys.
Any stand-up comic will have great awkward moment stories, great moments where they have been heckled. So, any stories like that?
I remember I was doing in Bangalore. It was my first year into comedy. My first few sets were really working well. I got very got overconfident. I thought I'll go to open mic in Bangalore and I'll kill. I went to Bangalore open mic. It was in a bar, and I remember like any other new stand-up comic, my first joke or first line will be like, "My name is Vikash Paul and I'm virgin." That is the first joke every stand-up comedian has. Like, I'm virgin.
Right.
And I said this. Already my jokes are not working, and I said this, and then one of the audience member from behind, he shouted, "Yes, you look like a virgin."
Wow. I'm
like who is this guy who is like deciding virginity from looks? I don't know. Like he's going out on the streets and saying you're a virgin. Oh, you're not a virgin. But I didn't do this because that time I didn't have any comeback. I was really, very awkward, like embarrassed. I couldn't say anything. I just got off that stage, took bus and came back to Chennai. That was heckling. Awkward moment, yeah. One was like really very awkward moment. What happened? I was in my show and one audience member, he was attending call again and again. We are performing and he's getting up attending call.
Right.
It was really awkward. So, and it was also disturbing other people. So he came back and I told him I did a show. I'm saying we are doing a show here. Right. We're attending call. Like it has to be a very important call. Like, are you like a big businessman or what? Or like what this? So he said that I just got to know my grandmother passed away.
Oh my God.
So like that was really awkward for everyone. Like I didn't have I couldn't even see anything. Like I can't say that, guys, can we have a round of applause for this? Like out of embarrassment, I said that.
Right.
People are clapping. I'm like, what the hell is happening? And it was very awkward. Like in that case, I didn't have any comeback in that situation also, right? Like, and guess who else didn't have a comeback? Like his grandmother couldn't come back. So.
Has comedy taught you anything? What does comedy mean to you in life in general?
Okay. I could have given a very cliche answer that comedy in life, for me right in this current phase of my life, I guess comedy is my life.
Yeah.
But that's too cliche. So but yeah, it is. In this, like I've always divided my life into decades. So for example, like the 0 to 10 years, we were like playing as a kid, school, just like running, jumping, and the 10 to 20 when we actually studying for that board and all exams. 20 to 30 I was like fully CA, nothing else I did. Now this 10 years, which is my life, I want to dedicate it to comedy. So right now, if you say in my life, my priority is comedy. Like there's nothing else which is coming.
Right.
So I'm very sincere, putting in all hard work, whatever skill sets I have, I'm using it to my best to do good in comedy. And what comedy has done to me, yeah, my life has totally changed. Like I'll say, in my school, I was like one of the very, very shy kid.
Right.
So I've never taken part in any, or do you have those jamming sessions or debate and elocution. I remember in my school, they used to have, one guy has to come and recite the school prayer, and everyone will just repeat.
Yeah.
So every student will get the turn every day. So
But you always pick.
So when my turn, I was absent on that day. So and I was famous for this. So even my teachers who laugh at me, students will make fun of me. So because I was very, very shy, like very introvert. So when I passed out of school also same, in college also same, it happened. So I was like, no. When I was in my CA job, there certainly I was like that in 3 Idiots, that scene where Amir Khan says that you should not repent. Like 50 years later, you're in a
Yeah.
hospital bed, and you should say that one step I could have taken, and my life would have been different. For me, it started like that one step. Like I just wanted to get on stage, get out of that fear. Okay, no, I can also do this, so that I don't repent later in my old age.
Right.
So, and I thought, how can I get on stage? One thing which is a little bit I have is comedy.
Right.
So I knew that I'm a little humorous. I can do, and that is the only way I can get on stage, not through debate and education, and also because I was not that proficient in English. So I took comedy, I wrote and all, went and tried an open mic. First few months was really good. So that really kept on going, and my life has changed. Now I don't have stage fear as such. Always I have that fear of jokes working out. That is always there. But the getting on stage, now comedy is working so well. So yes, life has changed.
So that was Vikash Paul for you guys. We are going through a time where we need comedy to be, take the front seat. We need more comedians like you, and I wish you the best. We wish you, from Weekend Productions, we wish you the best, and we look forward to seeing you more on in Chennai and throughout the world. Thank you so much for your time.
Wow, guys, please notice that throughout the world part. Yes, that was nice. Guys, please like, share this video, and also subscribe to the channel Weekend Production. Thank you so much.
And those small plain toilets, like last time I saw a plain toilet was in a Hollywood movie. It was a hot, steamy sex scene, couple full on action. I went into this toilet, I couldn't even imagine another person. Like it was so small that if you had full erection, you might actually hurt yourself. My friends in Chennai, they told me, you do this joke in Bombay, nobody's going to laugh. Because that's the definition of 1 BHK over there. Thank you, that's been my time. You've been a very lovely audience. My name is Vikash Paul.